Welcome to the inaugural video of me, Uncle Clutch, going over with you, the audience at large, different customs and kit bashes that I have made inspired by some of my brethren on YouTube who have a much better setup than a vehicle and clown, and a scary clown at that. In the back of their video, I will upgrade as time and necessity permits. But today we're going to talk about a fellow called Dimitri. Here he is in all his glory. He is a custom. Let's talk about the difference between custom and a kit bash. To me, a kit bash is when you just take gear, switch out things, maybe some body parts. But when you start painting and adding overlays, cutting and gluing parts and making something into something else and pulling from multiple sources, that to me is a custom. We've got some folks that are subscribed to my Instagram and that I follow as well who do an amazing job with this, and some of them have far superior painting skills. Where I come to the party and what I bring to the table is not only my imagination, but I have military service from two prior branches, both of which touched dirt in special operations services, and then also I have some time in the field as law enforcement as well. So I try to make my characters realistic, except for the Dreadnoks, who are fun because you can just do whatever with them. So that being said, let's get to it. In the background, we do have Giggles with his bomb pop looking rifle colors. Cover girl, who you'll hear referred to often in the videos, is my significant other, and asked me if that was supposed to be a bomb pop, to which I said yes, and her comment was it doesn't have the right colors because it doesn't have white. So Cover girl not only drives the Wolverine and is a master mechanic and logistics planner and mixer of drinks, hence her alter ego as a Dreadnok named Mixer. She also likes to point out things that are not correct. So let's start from the top. The head of Dimitri is from a wrestler, that guy right there, that guy. Giggles came with two heads. I do not know or remember who the wrestler was. If you're into wrestling, cool. I get a lot of AEW figures because the scale is the same, and I see them all as action figure fodder. So starting with that, he did have a hole, which I assumed was for a cigar, and I stole this cigar from Colonel Siege, who was not in the spotlight at the moment, and I have other cigars from Gridiron Props. So I'm going to try to mention all the cool folks I got gear from in this video as we go along to do some shout outs as necessary. Going down a little bit farther, you see Dimitri is wearing some body armor. It was an Arctic vest from Valaverse, painted black. And he has a Russian fragmentation grenade and a pineapple fragmentation grenade, both supplied by my boy John, who loves to look exactly like Magnum PI and does a pretty good job of doing it at Top Fun Retro Toy 3D. If you haven't seen his weapons, you need to hit him up, because when we go a little farther down, there'll be another piece, an intricate piece of Dimitri's kit that is from him as well. So, getting tired of holding this figure. He has two open pouches where he has AK mags sticking out, which have been distressed with a little bit of chrome, because AK mags, after any amount of use, will start to look crappy and have wear and tear. And it's hard to see, so we'll come a little closer to the camera, but he has a closed pouch, and there he has what I'm assuming, because I didn't have time to look it up, Russian Special Forces morale patch. But he is Russian, and when asked what his code name is, he said in a very thick Russian accent, "I don't have code name. My name is Dimitri." "What, are you slow? Are you dim-witted?" While puffing on his cigar. That's my best Russian accent. My accents all are going to sound sort of the same after a while. They're all going to bleed in, and you're just going to live with it. All right, so his chest is basically the torso of Stalker. You can see that pattern, first edition Stalker, which I love the camo on, because the second edition is like super bright, and I always have to put something on it to tone that down. His arms are from Shipwreck, and obviously we've done a little work there, painting them to look like rolled up sleeves from a BDU top, and covered up that polywana cracker hole and painted those black. His belt is from Grunt with that weird cross-draw holster that no infantryman would ever wear. I can promise you that, but a Dreadnok would most definitely wear. His pants and diaper are from Torch, and those YMCA-style boots were taken off in favor of some Cobra Viper standard issue boots. And that cool chain with the skull came off of Death Metal Batman, who basically was bought just to be scrapped for parts. And if you watched any of my Instagram stuff earlier today, you will see that Death Metal the Dreadnok has come to join my clan. So on the back of his plate carrier, we have just a general purpose pouch, which I think came from the 60th anniversary infantry dude. And then, see, no holds barred, man. We're doing the bloopers. We're leaving them all in. We have this cool, I'm going to put Dimitri down for a minute. We have this cool AK-47 assault rifle, the preferred weapon of our enemies. If you haven't seen Heartbreak Ridge, take your ass to Amazon and rent that shit immediately. If you're any kind of a man, you haven't seen that movie, I'm disappointed in you as a whole. Yes, there will be shaming on my channel. You can shame me for my lack of focus on this weapon that just wants to keep playing games. Extreme close up. You know what an AK looks like, okay? You know which end the bullets come out of. This end that I'm wiggling. Here's the buttstock. The furniture has all been painted by me, and the magazine has been distressed by me. This weapon was manufactured by Mr. John at the aforementioned Top Fun. And I forgot to give a shout out to 87 Spuds on eBay for the overlay. I didn't do any tattoos on this character. Just didn't really feel like it. I know a lot of Russian guys, they have all that mafia tattooing, and yeah, just wasn't really feeling it with him. I just did a full-on tattoo, sleeve and neck tattoos on Flint. I'm going to sit him over here. So this wonderful vehicle in the background is known as the Reaper. It's a two-seater. Obviously, it's built off the chassis of a tumbler, and it's got missile launchers on it. And a little higher up, you've got a skeleton, tied to a spear, which could also be seen as a whip antenna. The interior has not been finished yet. There'll be some personality added because this vehicle will be driven exclusively by Xandar and Zorana. And again, if you saw recently on my Instagram, Zorana in her ball cap and black crop top and some other different accents to her outfit. It's her driving uniform. Giggles here, like I said, the clown wrestler kind of left the face alone. Again, overlays from our boy 87 Spuds. I love to throw grenades on my figures because grenades are just fun. And if you've never thrown a grenade, you're missing out in life. I have thrown a grenade and it's pretty fucking awesome. So right there, we got another patch. Probably can't see it very well. Got a hella cool devil tattoo on his back, clearly something in his past there. Got the Sergeant Slaughter or Grim Viper big Bowie knife here. Wait, what does that have on there? It says something. Last laugh. Oh, that's a sick guy right there. He gonna stab you with a knife while wearing a clown costume or a clown wig. That's like when you were a kid watching Bozo, if you're in my age group. That's what that fool came to get you at night and had green hair instead of red. AR with a drum mag on there. He means business. He's got a couple of spare mags, and he's even got his over-the-shoulder bag, which anybody who's anybody knows that came from Valaverse. Old Bobby Vala himself. Old Bobby I hate. Hasbro himself. I like to give Bobby a hard time because he gets kind of butthurt easily, and I just think it's fun to fuck with people sometimes who allow themselves to be fucked with. And by the way, I didn't mention in the beginning that there was going to be cursing in this video, but there is, because we're all grown-ups here. If you're playing with G.I. Joes and you don't like curse words, well, I just don't have nothing for you. So, in conclusion, Dimitri and Giggles standing here next to the Reaper. Obviously, one's got American-made weapons, one's got Soviet-made weapons. Choice based on nationality and origin. So I thank you all for watching and listening, and we will continue on based on the reception and enthusiasm.